Have you ever come home and found your cat acting off? Maybe they won't leave your side. Maybe they're meowing in a way that sounds different. Maybe they scratched up the door, stopped eating, or started doing things they never used to do. A lot of people think separation anxiety only happens in dogs, but that's not true. Cats can struggle with it too, and in many cases, the signs are so subtle that owners miss them until the behavior gets worse. So if your cat seems extra clingy, strangely distant, destructive, or stressed whenever you leave, this video could explain exactly what's going on, because cat separation anxiety is real. And today, we're going to talk about how to spot it before it seriously affects your cat's emotional and physical health. And make sure you stay until the end, because one of the most overlooked signs doesn't look emotional at all, but it can be one of the clearest warnings that your cat is not coping well. When you're gone, cats are often seen as independent, low-maintenance pets. They sleep a lot, they like their space, and compared to dogs, they usually don't make a huge scene when you walk out the door. But independence doesn't mean they don't bond deeply. In fact, many cats form very strong emotional attachments to their people. They learn your routines. They wait for your footsteps. They know when you wake up, when you feed them, when you sit in your favorite chair, and even when you're about to leave, and when that routine suddenly changes, or when they feel insecure about being alone. Some cats don't just miss you, they panic. That panic can show up in ways that look random, dramatic, or even bad, but very often, it's actually distress. Let's start with one of the most obvious signs. Sign number 1, excessive vocalizing when you leave or when you return. Some cats are naturally talkative. That alone is not a problem. But if your cat cries, yowls, or meows intensely around your departures, that's different. Maybe they start vocalizing the moment you pick up your keys. Maybe they follow you to the door and cry after you leave. Maybe neighbors hear them when you're gone, or maybe the second you come home, they start making loud, desperate sounds like they're trying to release hours of stress all at once. That kind of vocalizing can be a major clue. It's not just being chatty, it can be your cat's way of saying, "I don't feel safe." When you disappear, sign number 2, destructive behavior near doors, windows, or personal items. This one surprises a lot of owners. If your cat scratches door frames, tears up blinds, knocks things over near windows, or destroys objects that smell like you, don't assume it's just boredom right away. Cats with separation anxiety often focus their stress around exit points. Why? Because that's where you disappeared. They may paw at the door, claw the carpet near the entrance, or obsess over windows where they last saw movement outside. Some cats will even target shoes, laundry, or bags because those objects carry your scent. It looks messy, it looks frustrating, but emotionally, it often comes from a place of panic and confusion. Sign number 3, litter box accidents that happen specifically when you're away. This is one of the hardest signs for owners to deal with emotionally. When a cat urinates on the bed, the couch, or your clothes. It can feel personal, it can feel like punishment, but cats do not think that way. In many cases, inappropriate urination is a stress response, and when it happens mainly during periods of separation, it may point to anxiety. Some cats choose places that smell strongly like their person, like a bed or worn clothing, because those scents are comforting. Others lose their sense of routine when stressed and begin having accidents outside the box. Of course, litter box issues should never be blamed on behavior alone. Pain, urinary problems, and medical conditions can also be causes. But when the timing matches your absence, separation anxiety should absolutely be on the list of possibilities. Sign number 4, overgrooming or stress grooming. Cats groom themselves all the time. That's normal, but anxious grooming looks different. You might notice your cat licking one area over and over. You may see thinning fur on the belly, legs, or sides. Sometimes the skin becomes irritated. Sometimes the fur just seems to disappear slowly, and owners don't realize it's happening until it becomes obvious. This repetitive grooming can be a self-soothing behavior. In other words, your cat may be trying to calm themselves down the only way they know how, and if that grooming gets worse when your routine changes or after longer absences, it may not be about skin problems at all. It may be emotional stress. Sign number 5. Your cat becomes unusually clingy before you even leave. This sign often begins before the door closes. Cats are amazing at recognizing patterns. They know the sound of your alarm. They know what it means when you put on shoes. They know the difference between I'm staying home and I'm about to be gone for hours. A cat with separation anxiety may start reacting to those cues early. They may shadow you from room to room. They may sit on your bag, block your path, stare intensely, or become unusually needy the second your routine shifts toward leaving. This is called anticipatory anxiety, and it matters because it means your cat isn't just upset by your absence, they're becoming stressed before it even happens. That kind of emotional buildup can make the whole day harder for them. Sign number 6. Changes in appetite when alone. Some cats are perfectly fine eating by themselves, others are not. A cat with separation anxiety may ignore food while you're gone, then eat normally once you return. They may stop touching treats they usually love. They may wait until they hear your voice before they feel safe enough to eat. That matters because eating is closely tied to emotional security in cats. A stressed cat may not feel calm enough to relax, chew, and digest. So if your cat seems physically healthy but only eats when you're nearby, that may be telling you something important. Sign number 7. Shut down behavior or hiding after long absences. Not every anxious cat acts loud. Some cats do the opposite. Instead of crying or destroying things, they withdraw. They hide under the bed. They stay in the closet. They avoid eye contact. They seem emotionally flat, quiet, or strangely detached after you've been gone. A lot of owners misunderstand this and say, "Oh, my cat doesn't care that I leave," but sometimes that silence is not confidence. Sometimes it's stress. Some cats respond to anxiety by becoming hyperactive, others respond by shutting down. And that quieter version is often more dangerous because it's easier to miss. So how can you tell the difference between separation anxiety and a cat who's just bored, moody, or having a random off day? The biggest clue is pattern. Does the behavior happen mostly around departures? Does it get worse after schedule changes? Does it improve when you're home? Does your cat react strongly to pre-leaving cues like keys, shoes, or bags? If the answer is yes, separation may be part of the problem. Now here's something really important. Before assuming it's anxiety, rule out medical causes, pain, urinary issues, digestive problems, skin irritation, and age-related changes can all affect behavior. So if your cat suddenly starts acting differently, a vet visit should come first. That's especially true if the changes are intense, new, or combined with things like appetite loss, weight change, vomiting, or litter box problems. Once medical issues are ruled out, then it's time to support your cat emotionally. The good news is that many cats can improve a lot with the right approach. First, make departures less dramatic. A lot of loving owners accidentally make leaving harder by turning it into a big emotional event. Long goodbyes, repeated cuddles, anxious voices, picking the cat up at the door. It feels loving, but it can increase the emotional intensity. Try keeping departures calm, brief, and predictable. Second, build a more secure daily routine. Cats feel safer when life is consistent. Feed them around the same times, keep play sessions regular, create reliable moments of connection, especially before and after time alone. A predictable routine can make the world feel less unstable. Third, give your cat something meaningful to do while you're gone. This is where enrichment really helps. Window perches, puzzle feeders, treat hunts, scratchers, cozy hiding spots, and rotating toys can all reduce emotional pressure. Leave items that encourage natural cat behaviors like climbing, sniffing, stalking, and resting in safe elevated spaces. Fourth, use your scent in a comforting way. A soft blanket, Warm t-shirt or familiar resting spot can help some cats feel less alone. Your scent can be grounding, especially for bonded cats. 5th, practice short absences. For some cats, it helps to rebuild confidence gradually. Leave for 1 minute, then 3, then 5, then 10. The goal is to show your cat that you always come back, and that being alone does not have to feel scary. And finally, if the anxiety is severe, talk to your vet or a qualified feline behavior professional. Some cats need more than routine changes, and that's okay. There is nothing silly or dramatic about taking your cat's mental health seriously, because anxiety doesn't always look like fear. Sometimes it looks like scratching. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like a litter box accident, a missing patch of fur, or a cat that suddenly can't relax unless you're in the room. And once you know what to look for, the signs become much easier to see. Your cat may never say, "I miss you," but their behavior can say it very clearly. So if your cat has been acting strange when you leave, don't dismiss it as attitude. Don't assume they're just being difficult. And don't forget that even the most independent-looking cat may be struggling more than they show. Cat separation anxiety is real, and the sooner you spot it, the sooner you can help your cat feel safe again. If you've noticed any of these signs in your own cat, you're definitely not alone.